Sia. Oja. Hwe. Me no mabo telephone na phone. Oko pe medusika. Jesus akwese kan wan. Yin go chimia. Ana me nkwa kata.
Tisio wa ahye no so enti bohu de ro why bohu de ro na ye nkotwetwe nkomo na ye ne Fortwell Solicitors ebetwetwe nkomo ide na bomodi abohu de ro mai I will enti bomodi ka kire busua adafo se Fortwell Solicitors atnase and pay questions Fafa your telephone number WhatsApp no so with your ntimi and type ya send a voice note na ye ntwe nkomo bomodi anabohu de ro because this is a free legal education ebeboa we bia we wenya bi wenya won krata ba bia wonu bi nsu nya ne krata bia wo kwa aware problem mu divorce nsensem family ma ye woni obi awo anipa ne beso no mo ahwe ne oba ne kra chese ensem no sansem no de edoso ewo krum ha papa because dodo na anem say ye de nkra na se bi obi mu de nya won krata de tena ha na enso ya na maamefo ne awo papafo no aya na misunderstanding enti edoso ewo krum ha san hu sensem no Fortwell Solicitors de omo do asem dan omo fatu omo so eboa ema wonsem so omo timidi ma de anope ye beko ne akoma lawyer akwaba na ye ne no atwetwe enkomo ewo ye fidie so lawyer na anope won share ya misre wa bomodi ana share video no why na ewo Facebook ewo TUNEIN so wow TUNEIN so betimi tie GN Radio UK so ewo live ewo YouTube to use smart TV ni bia obetimi ehu yen kama free legal education ye spreading news no na ye famboa ye nuanu mu aye minority aye free yen ewo krom ha ye nya yen krata lawyer good morning.
Good morning.
What you pom to say?
Oh, nyamia dombo ko adepachi mbio nyamine danase.
Amiasi. Lawyer, ene obi bebusa se ene Fortwell Solicitors yenim se de bia na dan nyina no abre nyina no mo boa Ghana fo wo motie nya Ghana fo nko other minority people they need legal health assistance in terms of immigration, asylum, family, employment, civil litigation, wills and probate law. Somebody will ask this morning what lawyer has for us this morning, the education this morning for us.
Yo, edano paidie ewo inyama mino ina miye adoma me pese ye be pohu enkomo. The first thing no adoption. Adoption ye fi Ghana and as adoption ye fi amanoni eba krum ha say den kwala ne eba krum ha say UK government issued new guidance on the 23rd of July. And no, in a pese ye and anope. The second topic, a settlement application, and as a EU settle status application, a year Emma ye chromo for any names there Brexit, in ya abedu area. Because of that, in Crawford brain, so or more come for more people they are planning to get married to. Or more tries or more warrior more and sana if EU name finally at the end of the year. Now, because of that, in Crawford air rush with the applications and now common mistakes are amount for a year with those type of application also and also a brebe more me pese me chechi mukakra na Crawford muti they don't fall into the same trap and they don't fall into the same mistakes or my colleagues and also madam for a year na omitini enya without any problems with some application.
Yo, any lawyer, any amakwan, a topic, and you be doing community so a for adoption, a home, Ubesokofa will be free Ghana, Ebadia, Misrewa, Merewe, a Bomodia, now share your program, na bohu deru so ene yedin komo efa adoption so Besokofa baby ewe bia Germany, Italy, France eba kurom ha Ghana eba kurom ha ne lawyer eba be chirechire mu kwan abefa so a obetimi akofa ebusua ede won mo abeka mo ho ewo ekurom ha mpempi no nkwa utatena ya na ya reho se enkaka ne wenya 40-50 na won nam na obi nya obi kura ngase adwa kwa kitchen na mama nsuo nom ene lawyer be ka kire ye kwan betumi akofa ye nananom ne ye nuanom ne ye ofa so no e de aba ekurom ha ewo mbra kwan mu efi won so obekire mu eye settlement application ye be free mu sane ameka ye no European Union bye bye nanso amanfo ye mistakes omo rashi because mre no aka no esua ene lawyer say wo be kire mu ama ye nyina na wakire yen kwan na kwan no susu wo kire mu wi na won so obomode afre no na wakwa hu no e wo Fortwell Solicitors e wo won na chese wo no matwetwe nkomo sene ometimi aboa yense enenso mesanso e de ye testimony no be de be mawo ye Fortwell Solicitors e kwan a wo mo boa amanfo e wo krom ha lawyer enti yen fan chance adoption no so obi ene obi beso kofa na busua ba kwan be na obefa so
Say upese okofa uba anase unye biba anase wadamfu biba anase any child ebe unye ba sebe and upese wa adopt a figana eba hasia. There are processes share family law you need to follow and so with me ako adopt obi a figure. Now unfortunately for young Ghana no ye war countries be honoma UK and no more accord into a joint or to say they recognize their foreign adoptions into with Ghana no unfortunately for us in the year in Casa Corona UK adoption process at Tumuno. However, we share guidance already to on the 23rd of July now. Oma yene clear the processes so person fa obi efi a country like in Kromu Ghana eba hasia ube follow and sana wetini ede nipa no ayeden aba. One of the things that it is expected say ube comply with is the fact say ube year application for a certificate of eligibility. Na utimi just a certificate of eligibility ni ria na what the akwala aba adoption about the Akolani Beba Krum Hase. So Akolani Bedu Krum Hase then you apply to the UK courts to adopt that child. Now in doing so, what you need to understand is so we hear application for visa. UK for no have made it clear we application under paragraph 316A of the immigration rules now. Only massa akwalano limited leave to remain and limited leave to enter a visa. The temporary visa akwalano debate ebe acronym we Then you follow the UK court processes, say they'll be to me at the adopted akwala. Sometimes the mistake and as the common issue that people have is that they don't want to follow the processes. They think say there might be ways and means to me a cut this long process in a short, but there are criminal implications. If you person offer akwala if you don't follow the processes, when here a buying bit me accuse you and answer with me they be a friend of child trafficking at all. So internet it is very, 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 very important for people to understand say person who offer with me be person offer akwala be a backroom has here. You need to follow these processes. If you follow these processes, now say I'm visa no now you have provided all the necessary documents, which is supposed to be shown with paragraph 316 of immigration rules. Now what is in actually now stored in farmer, then you have a right to say obey appeal. This is something that SES so the ultimate who say a bimu honoma person akwala eba. One of the things on we say, my family be eba abakrum my main cause is akwala ne birth certificate. My main family being anxious, so Miss Rebo, ye me multi program way so no moon tries to avoid this step na ya amount for it because what tend to happen is if you can see me for no abeti as you say yen krum hono a very easy say with me across some birth certificate document and as with me across yen birth certificate emma it is almost who say the birth certificate if Ghana aba na a year recently na date na a was the first thing they want in this DNA report. Now what they are without a DNA report, they will clearly tell you say they do not recognize birth certificates in what they are. No. This is something that people need to understand. Say so person do be ba. There's a means obey ye application, obey follow the processes and they say the akwala ever come in view say obey any adoption work has say so one yes now koye that we could trap pass birth certificate fake one BDI obey do airport it which akwala no it which akwala if you say akwala come social services for near be proving say akwala no oba answer the akwala now and a lot of people are going through these problems into for people who are planning some befa obiba ediaba krumhase Miss Remwa, making sure say NIPA or year application amount or you're familiar with this new guidance or the apano, so they are obit me a faso, a kofa ubano, if he and NIPA no wadam for na unyane bana abba krum has through the legal processes are for problems be embryo in future. Now sometimes you have to understand say so what the equala eba has whether say or the neighbor no be adopted Obiba now the neighbor. You have to understand that financial requirements, you need to meet it. And you say me ekwakofa akwala bi aba unis ebia wo benefits unis account be akwala no and you expect to say you think grant and be ma akwala na amana ba dey so be show a point how to be akwala no the expect to be show accommodation be akwala na ba or better internet say property amuwo if it's overcrowded if you don't have any room for the child they understand they say application will be having problems. These are some of the things that we need to take into consideration and sana we go forward say the application ama akwalabia ama nabakuma say
we dey any lawyer can na lawyer obi bebusa say o pese ukoye adoption obi bebusa say is there any upper age limit biana to me the adopt obi
a very, very important question that will be Sano because this brings me to be a term be a home office for and make you reference to different adoption of convenience in marriage of convenience, but there is a term that the home office also tend to use for adoption of convenience. Now we share what the guidance says. Say uko adopte akwala oba be di 18 ebi akwala ni di 17 with the 18, the Home Office need to investigate or check whether say that adoption is just being made for the purpose of that child to be brought into the UK. So a person who adopt akwala efi amanone eba krom has say as with the more than 18 and possible. Krom has say emrano akwala bia na say any individual bia or year 18 and above, they consider that person so or year adult. If that person is an adult, then it means it will not be possible say obey adoptee obia or year adults. Oma council says akwala need 17 and check obey the 18. Then they should investigate further. They should check, say, and yes, also the Akola back room has a keke. It's also something that needs to be at the back of the mind of people who want to bring children into the UK. If you are planning to bring a child into the UK, ideally, may recommend this over a year before Akola be 16. Anything above that, there might be suspicion. They might, even though that might not be the case, ABR genuinely, person the Akola and Eba no bits now now boa Akola no, it may be in the best interest of the child, say Akola ne bebaha. But for Home Office people, they will assume say, oh yeah, adoption of convenience.
With the question be anaba, but it's not adoption, but a adoption questions, if we are now a question and also abano. Let's just say age limit the MC will be so bisapa will say how much does it cost to adopt a child in the UK? Or share or pursue adopt here? Scassing or free say or bet to me Eddie kind Eddie a share a year adoption anymore.
Well, previously, before Omu issued this new guidance, now a lot of people before Omu be adoption, they have to go through their local authority. Over contacting the local authority will recommend them to an agency or more private agencies or more year assessment. Okay, now sir assessment, and most of the time, the agency will need to travel to Ghana to go and have a look at baby Akwalane living condition. They all can say a war on a no crana and pass a be Akwalane papa ni mame omontiase and passes Akwalane in the Bahasia the best interest of that child. Until that agency need to prepare an assessment report. A assessment report, I have seen a quote for £8,000. I've seen a quote for £20,000 just for them to go and do assessment reports, and it differs from local authority to local authority. However, with this new guidance at Home Office at Yabano, you see clearly, say it is possible, say Obama Akwalana Abakum say and Sana will follow UK court processes for you to adopt that child. What that means is you may be able to get away with having to pay for so huge assessment fees now previously people have to endure. With the adoption process a year, very difficult for somebody to say oh, it cost still X amount. If we don't know the local authority, I would say I will hear application if you, because Obioti credit council might not pay the same as somebody who lives at Bromley Council and as Obioti Northampton. Depend on the local authority, any agency or we use for assessment reports.
Yo, now what the Mamenka ETF was GN Radio UK no asugusu awuti yene lawyer Dan Coy and yene twetwe nkomo Fortwell Solicitors onso betimi ede wo questions ene wasembisa ede aba na lawyer eyiwa no ede ama lawyer we ni pay o say membisa lawyer say oba kromha the 6 months visa ewu na obisu obisa say what is Home Office for say wetimi will be free at 31st of August no obisa say wetimi apply for an extension and
well with the COVID-19 updates Home Office for Edema regularly Home Office wanna clearly say among sheda and yes automatic extension and more previously what they are saying is by 31st of this month, it is the expectation say people would have left. Okay. However, if for any reason you've tried Zelbeko na untimi enko at that time now, I'm gonna provide the email address. I will send the email with your evidence to them. Me advise Amedema yetie for our omukra 6 months visitors visa, which is about to expire. And they say the ultra return flight ticket contact the airline and ask them say that Ben no meet me a confirm or return flight amount. 9 out of 10 the airline will get back to you and tell you say they don't know at this stage because Ghana government in MBA border no say Yembra. We all know say Ghana government are making announcement say they are likely to open the border from the 1st of September. But the border is still closed. Into no contact with airline, and now airline gets back to you and tell you roughly when we should get a feedback from them. You attach that correspondence now we receive it from airline. Now I forward it at my home office for to let them know, notify them. It's very, very, very important. Say you take responsibility and notify the home office and keep those records. Those records, it's what you will use in future applications. Anytime they are over Ghana, now we decided to over back to the UK. It will be very important. Says a whole year application. It will be say, have you overstayed your leave to remain in the UK in the past 10 years? Obeka say yes. Okay, yes, you are. They tell you say explain, give further information. There's a box there. You provide that information. You attach that email that you send to the home office. If you don't do that, when your future applications are also it'll be affected.
Lawyer, yemfa we or say anything ede kwabena. Na kwabena question on nso ebusano or say can a mother of an EU child come and stay in the UK? The mother has EU permanent residence.
If meeting a question na see a year, now what he's trying to find out and they say we obioye EU national, maybe abetina krum hasia. The answer is yes, because or a direct family or a family member of the EU national. The only thing is that you need to also show say sa woman we're dependent on you and as a member of your household. Into no nuna a boy and form with those type of applications. So you honor or a EU national, so of a member or a EU national, so of a papa. But or year application, they fail to establish the dependency bit of the application. Into the dependency part of the application and no NSA for a focus on. They have to be able to bring a lot of evidence and documents to show say ampa ebia bosumi bia will send the X amount ekoma umame ebia bosumi bia no apart from sika no sending nyeme bia ekoma umame and as a papa. That is the evidence that is required for such applications. Once being provided those things are likely so application will be refused.
Yo, lawyer, say questions, so EU for the yard also. Good morning, lawyer Dan Koy. Please, my sister applied for extended family ES because I'm EU. After the application was done with after the application was sent to the Home Office for over 7 months, she has sent the passport back. They have sent the passport back with no reason why it was refused. I did DNA and all the paperwork was intact.
So almost the uye application call now almost the passports everywhere. And no do not necessarily mean that they've made a decision. I'm also known to say for EU where settlement scheme applications and every normal decision almost in the form of an email. Into they may have sent you your documents and then normal send the decision in an email. An email no I call junk mail. So you haven't seen the decision. Into what I always advise people is that we EU settlement scheme application. In particular, keep an eye on your junk mail because a decision can come there. Of your normal decision about 2-3 months ago, or because one could checking a junk mail to him say you refuse, Obehwɛ appeal period ground no ayɛ a trim. So what people need to know with your application, I'm so keep an eye on your email and your junk mail because decisions etimi ekɔhwɛ hɔ nom. Na sɛ wontimi o check na sɛ wonyaa na sɛ di more than 7 months. I'm advising is say move to your home office for now you inquire about the status of that application.
Joe, with it, Mikaiti for say, wait me, Eddie, with questions and so, Eddie, Abrayan, numbers are with me, Afreno, Eno, Eddie, Bomodiana, Afre, Emra lawyer, Wahai, na lawyer, and so, and ye won Sembisano, ano, numbers no, 0778 793 9958. My main car also says, Ebia, room be now, per se, with my renter. Bomodiana Frey, telephone numbers here, media to Jano, Yemia Bako, ehia, baby, Edinity, Ato, Ntibomodiana, Michelle, na wa Frey, why, na Yendi and Como. Lawyer, we every Mabena, Mabna, morning lawyer, is the EU application on marriage still 5 years? Lawyer, Ebia Mabene pretend, and
no, see.
Is the EU application on marriage still 5 years?
Okay. Still no 5 years. Okay. The difference, another reason why I ban a that question, the fact say a bimuye application momo decision it is valid up to the end of 2020. The reason why some people's decision is valid up to the end of 2020 is a year application based on the old regulations, and that's a EU regulation 2016. If your application is based on the EU regulation 2016, that's what will make a decision. Normally, they will make it valid up to the end of this year. Now, so your application using the settle status scheme, they're valid for 5 years. The reason why no validity accompanying the end of this year is that it is their expectations that obia or what under the regulations will come forward and make the new application and be switched to the settled status scheme. So when who so will be there, your catch and say every the end of the year and no and won't trust here and I'm a mama.
Yo, we Bomodia now also a free na when lawyer entry team come we a free legal education. We here papa and yamenkwa and a yesemi busibusa question wunti and ye program we at the mamo lawyer my men konamin chia yenuano a woman so hwe mabna lawyer eyuano neniachi papa osre Mary and chocho kote and say thank you Mary welcome Emmanuel and Michael Jesse Francis ejewa wo monsu nyina ehwe yen sa enso na nanajiman so eno so o se she nana se free legal education no embre no na ashase no timisra wa momodia na frɛ was 0203 735 8820 and our WhatsApp line also 0778 793 9958 lawyer but we dey yenhwe na yenko settlement application the way questions yi share be dey yenfa wura hu preko
yo me second issue in person so and then settled status applications ka ho asem no nkrofo bebre are trying their best say on your application before the end of the year for maybe a misconception be a war honum and as the fact say they almost show say from next year in your application so with your NHS fees so with your fees and a boy as much as possible in Kofu try some of your application now, which is fairly is understandable, and we will encourage them to also wait for application too. However, we have realized for the past few months there are a lot of issues which is coming up with applications. The main problem comes from marriage certificate. Yedifi Ghana at the application. Say it is allowed, it is possible. The law permits and recognizes the fact say ye friend no customary marriage, even back as a proxy marriage, even back as a fee aware. The law recognizes that. But the fact said the law recognizes that customary marriage, does not mean says okwakoya emra emfa. And I said there are no guidelines and there are no rules where you need to meet before you do the application. One, the common mistake that people think they say, oh, me kwakoye me krata our application. Na me the marriage certificate eba just one of the requirements. They don't understand say the certificate is supposed to be a valid marriage which will go you have to carry along everywhere you go for the rest of your life and also for the next 5 years whilst you remain married to that person. So we make sure that it's been done and done properly. We realize that in Kofu a person who marriage certificate, they don't know say nipa ebusuafo mienu na etena se ewo fie na omo den exchange dowry ewo fie ansa na aware na edimu. People don't understand that. I have seen refusals that have come in. Ubehwe no affidavit a eka we marriage certificate na ho no maame no ebusuafo ono ana de ensa na akoma na ono ana ebusuafo. But it's not in and these are very getting common that we need to look at. Ubesheno na way proof of ID as omodeka marriage certificate in the hona omodeko no do a different from the name which is on the affidavit. And also a major problem air course. Ubesheno baby is almost signing marriage certificates na signature anyhow. Almost signature marriage certificate so no cramp no obehwe no na different from the signature nipa ne passport or the baby application. These are common mistakes that shouldn't happen for such an important document such as marriage certificate. People need to pay attention to them. Apart from that, obehwe no application na nipa kwakoye say at the time of marriage, and he found an out meaning says what they will address a so. Obekwe na address a marriage certificate also. Any proof say na officer fee or an officer address also. Straight away it calls the validity of your marriage certificate into question. It calls it into question. A bill or we get marriage certificates every year. Nipa no kwa marriage certificate na be say were you previously married and as were you divorced. Well, status you have to make sure say the right status goes on the marriage certificate. If you don't get the right status going on the marriage certificate, that can also cause problems for you with your application. These are common mistakes that people are making on their marriage certificates that we need to be paying attention to. Now, yes, are mistakes now. If you honor efficacy for an export is a mistake. Now, you being invited to a interview, marriage interview. Marriage interview also. Any question I would say, we should be on a question. There be a question is it's me out of 3,000 or 4,000 full questions. They be on follow on questions. Until we be some well answer question. No, need the follow on question at the account. Now, me in no. The people need to understand that before they invite you for an interview, there's something with the certificate that they have spotted. We need to be paying attention to that certificate. So, over the application, that's a 1 year sure say, hey, certificate is it genuine? Has it been done right? Do we know say the correct things have been done? So make sure that you consult a legal practitioner who is experienced with these type of applications. So it's natural. Say, look, marriage is getting now the mistake win kui, and it is very common. We buy 9 marriage another 10 marriage certificate if Ghana and Modiaba. We buy 8 or 9 now mistakes the womb. It's in the so we can say, oh, ebia the mukeke, there be the brain fana problems or marriage certificates and air cause problems. I'm a mouth for the brain. A bill on my problem, a cause I refuse to application. Uber corner, now wait and correctify. So we entreat people, we encourage people. So more moods here, more person with application. Go forward under EU settled status scheme, making sure say more documentation, are done and done right, so that you don't fall into these problems.
And yeah, won't person fall into all these problems. Yeah. America Joe say any Fortwell Solicitors lawyer Dan Coin Etwin Komeya. Once so far will no questions and it won't send beside you know Bomodiana Fabra na lawyer ya no enfama settlement application and home money didn't know lawyer we or see mimbusa lawyer question enfama no we say good morning lawyer Dan Coin. I am a Ghanaian national married to a British national. We have a newborn baby yet to be registered. We have decided that the baby will not bear our surnames. We want to give him 2 Christian names. Would that affect his British passport? Lawyer, we are someone.
And affect the application for British passport. For luckily for us in the UK, a dear person with the Maubano, it is permitted. And yet compulsory say what they will say name to Akwalaso. And yet compulsory say we use first name is second. It will be on my first name, it will be second name. Me friend Daniel. Meaning will be an surname Daniel.
Yeah.
And, you cannot really sit down and say you are going to restrict the type of names that people use. Yes, there might be a name here and there that the registry may question and ask questions about it. But Bibia, nothing prevents you say, Dina Mokwesa Modemakolana, and Rabianka say, Chinchinia, Monfa, Bonsenin, and Tuakolano. So, Yemiana Oti, and I'm sure say, he will be very pleased to know, say, a Dina of the Makolano, it's allowed, so that Dina Makolano, without any issues, and I say, without any questions being raised about passport application. So with the application for passports, say issues. Normally, no any issues because of the name. No, other questions be in the sense that how to prove your nationality, because before I obey your application for passports, the expectation is that you need to be able to establish by law that this is a quite I'm a qualified for a British passport. If you are not able to establish that, then you're going to have problems. If you're able to establish that, nobody is going to question your application now. Why?
With any Bomodia and a free lawyer Dan Coin, Yemini Bedin Como, Yenini Dinkomwe, na Yedin Norman Subetuja, sending our own Subet to me, Abomodiana Wafre, and then who phrases see our crown, the office, IAPABA, and go for you are no come. Office line, no, 0203325. 7030 Bomodiana Wofra it's say Nimunyamfu a woma bene ye wo mremu e wo ho wo mo ne wo betwetwe komo kama na wo yi wo questions na wo edema lawyer no ano ede ama lawyer o si we dey pese obisa woni nkrata na wabetena ne wo fa nchen ko emfie numnie na wo pese obisa se ekwan bi da wa sa settlement status yi settlement application ni ne wo fa betumi e de aboa ne wo fa no British citizen wo bezu obusa ne wo fa so obusa mu hwe so betumi aboa ne wo fa asana ne wo fa asana boa no papa.
Well, settled status scheme open for EU for ni omebusia for nti no say wo papa British national enye possible say obetumi aka say me papa British nationality, but 7 years application will be. The expectation is ebia papa it's not EU country bida na ebia oneneti honum and I'm with you honum na backroom has say if that is the case then it may be possible say papa ni betimi aboa. If that is not the case then it is not possible. Messaging uses her opportunity way because any question it brings to light other issues that regarding settled status other British nationals, young family members, homogenes also be benefiting. There are a number of individuals are about 2.5 years they will come and say 2.5 years, yeah, the more because Omumba a British. Now, settled status scheme me by here, or will be a muma omo Zambrano need derivative residence card. There will be a text message, new video, we say almost bit me. So people were making those type of applications. Look, the question falls straightly into it. So, oh yeah, family member of a British national, i.e., una we akwalane papa. Ebia uwo maybe wo anything that's all person we use to settle status scheme. Ask yourself, say, British national no only it's na another EU country that ansana yeba krum hasiana. If only it's na another EU country ansana moba krum hasia, don't expect say they will consider the application for you at all. And yes, always still time. And the problem is most of those applications, akoka a honor are almost a response ground for any day. And by Intino do not even know say omoko anas or moba. Intino miss someone so we hear application and that's our EU settle scheme. This one who said, do I qualify answer now this application at all?
Yo, wait there. Nabusa who questions there. Na Mr. Lawyer ewa ha obefe fa of course. Nene me call si emfa na makwa kwahye momodia na mompinche mu phone no na momfrɛ momusebusa questions na lawyer enyi ya no ma question bi wo wa wotumi ka kire wa no krampo no ebetumi aboa wa ankasa ebia wa na we ye onkrata na emum no mesrew ankasa menko ye onkrata na no abrante bia menim no koye ne de ekoda ofikasi mo besi nne nansia na eye me de lawyer no ma ama no so momodia no mfrɛ na wontumi emboa no entimi srewa so be frɛ lawyer de a omo numbers no enie 078 33344411 na lawyer entumi emboa na tumi ensolve wo immigrational problems any asylum problem any adoption and a settlement application ho enkomo ana ye twetwe na entino fa questions no fabra na lawyer eyi wano lawyer go bisi opesu obusa se finding out say after a year settlement application European countries opesu ohu to say country be to say and they won't say Europe so Europe but I'm sure say many people know say Europe but question and the de buy anything eh also no one in the park no of no etna or Turkey and now will be say o matna Turkey no be pm ha dia e betumi aboa na Turkey so dey
be Turkey and can we EU for there be even though so Ukraine Turkish passport and as I know of any Turkish passport then a possible so any of any with me application be a friend Ankara under Ankara agreement and no ya be a bank of especially in Turkish clients Ankara agreement in here the type of visa so Turkish passport it's more quite now to establish a business now once you have established the business we boost your phobia account will be on your mobile no so no wait me afa so at the amount na chrome has into yena or send this when buy and so what for now on no buy and so we Turkish passport and quadia then wait me afraid wait me abuano amana we're in Ankara agreements, visas, and based on that, so which means so I do its name. Sometimes, and I make or make programs who say a bureau honoma, you may have an issue, you may have a situation where you might think say there is no solution to it, but just taking a phone and calling, you realize that there are an angle to it. Grandpa are not aware of. Especially Ankara agreement, within your community, meaning and you're familiar with that type of visa. But trust me, Nkrofo may take advantage of that type of visa and have benefited greatly. So I'll be more than happy to have a chat with you.
Bomodia na say reference to Sudia na lawyer numbers no it 247 number no 07944 8976161 na me share wa bomodia na frɛ mami pokua ma wakwa ba sanso na Denin Asante yonso yema wo akwaba semo so mo hwe na mo share a video yi na aye afhwefo nso a wo munyenye bi entumi enye bi na ho ehia papa GN Radio UK ni midin Dr. Ren mene Fortwell Solicitors lawyer Dan Koy na na pay ye twetwe enkomo efa settlement applications no ho kwan ya botumi afa so a botumi ede nsa aka wo settlement application eno komo ena no pay ya ye dididi enti misra wa fa questions no fabra na mintumi musa na lawyer so entumi enso enyi ano na ontumi emwa ewo kwan ya wonsa so beka wo nkrata lawyer say me pese me bo audio bi na audio no say ayi kakra eno na ama he me ho aye ntina audio ni nyamba no pacho na nka wa chire mu kakra fa settlement status no na me hwe se me nsa betumi aka audio no a
yo settle status application, some people consider it say, oh, yeah, or app so it's an ABI straightforward. But what people don't understand and they say the app process, just a process of identification, just to identify you or app and also. But most people there's expectation say this certain documents or application for it to be successful. And, especially or also BBF and retention of rights. Worry EU unfortunately our reject abim and the person wants to continue to live in the UK. For such people, my advice is making sure someone seek legal advice before you put the application in, because the documentation I be expect from you may not be the same as to be a EU national. The common difficulties and also eta a face enkwalaya omefifi aba krum hase omabedu krum hase ebu honum na we fi the family member ne ho. Now we're moving on. I could snap AP. Time the best so be renewal. No about a big problem. Mr. Idiamon said, if you feel ever in address in few feet, then as well name the address and go to the people for, because it causes big problems ever more when it comes for them to do the renewal. If you have that situation, say if you are a you have to move out of your parents' home during a period of time, and then you have now come back or anything. So making sure that we seek legal advice and send all the applications anything to. And then we also have parents earlier on during the program. Is it possible so for our parents are so national? Yes, possible to offer all parents, but say you need to establish dependencies. Our dependency, a lot of people fall short of it in establishing our factory properly. We also have Omomukakofa Omomba under the scheme, ABBA. ABBA. They think say, oh, me Mebano Ghana, it should be straightforward. Straightforward, sir. The reason why I straightforward is you need to establish who sole parental responsibility. If the two parents now for Akolani in Nikruma, most people on your application are refusing. That is the basis you refuse your application, because they've not been able to establish they have sole parental responsibility. Before I will
lawyer, before hono, I mean, a voice note near funny in answer to us preco. I am Mamia setting was sending a voice note this year. Na
alternative as alternative in and the patrona may be say,
I'm saying
British baby. Na me EU settlement scheme maybe. Me na me from some update. And I'm catching me say me qualify say me apply for that one. Into no omo mame Zambrano form. Almost send me Zambrano form say me feel it. Then I did fill that one. After that, omo both Zambrano and EU settlement scheme no bring me certificate of application. Now after that, recently EU settlement scheme almost sending me email say me more proof into me person who say sisi na me two reference numbers say home office no omo who say me two reference numbers na because the old one no EU settlement scheme mama me sorry mama me certificate of application and I'm me letter say me proving me more proof and Zambrano no so my certificate of application until I don't know what is happening 10% maybe say possible so be two references number or home office who ana me that's it.
Lawyer Pacho minim say what question enuaba no bisai no.
Oh yes, it's a question if Metiasia or bisa say or application a home office and I'm throw on a back a catcher and say we use the wrong form so use Zambrano application form no and I say derivative residence card application form no and na order call no is received two reference numbers on your initial reference number for settled status application or and also another reference number for derivative residence card no internal two. Is it possible now? Possible say you will have those two reference numbers because so we yes our settled status application a online application we were online now the system generates an application reference number for you, a unique reference number for the application for you. However, so we application using a form home office form because I don't need to generate an application reference number for you. And what I suspect would have happened is almost generating a different number than the number that was generated initially on the online portal. My only issue say yes, there are a number of people who find themselves in